meaning on VHS is worth $5.99, and it will have already been watched by Karl Pilkington, probably not even rewound.
Yeah,
to win that.
And a little bit of tripe and cow eels where it just slipped into his dinner. A farm cake outside.
As he was reading the back of the box trying to figure out what was going on.
Ingredients.
To win this, right? Here's a question.
I've got a question.
No, go on. No, I want to hear Carl's first.
Okay.
No, it's about the film. Because when I was whizzing through it, I saw something and thought, oh, that's good. The kid who's in it, he was writing something on the back of a door with lipstick. What was it?
Well, that's a tricky question. I can't remember.
Nor can I.
Right.
So the kid in it was writing something on the back of the door.
Is that going to be too hard for anyone?
Let's see if... I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there's somebody...
Right, the phones are going, so it might be.
Yeah, but this is email, isn't it?
All right, ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk. What was being scrawled on the back of a door by the little kid in The Shining? Be honest, if you know that, it means you've probably already got it and you've watched it about 8 times.
Yeah.
Fair enough, then.
All right.
Bob Dylan. You're going to make me lonesome when you go on XFM. Sorry, they're arguing. Steve and Karl
But he just goes, you've got to keep it slick.
Do you know, can I just tell them what you're arguing about? Think of this, right? This is the argument. They're arguing whose fault it is why this show is rubbish. Think of that!
What? That's a perfect... I think that's a valid criticism. At least we're discussing it. You're just accepting that that's the case. You're not even trying to change it. We're ashamed of it.
Yeah. I should be, but I quite like it.
In fact, I remember when we went out about 2 weeks ago, and said we've got to, make it tighter and that, make it good. Went out for something to eat. You were happy sat at the table talking about squids and having to, go off with one if you wanted to have a kid. I brought up the topic, right, what are we going to do about the show? Suddenly you've got to go. It's like, I think I've made plans. So me and Steve sat there.
Can I just see, I do that. I do acknowledge, quite shamefully, that this is more enjoyable for me to do than for you to listen to. But it's like 2 hours sort of playtime for me. It's like, the study period when you're meant to read a book, but you actually can't afford to run around and draw pictures. I think that it's, even though I'm getting paid for this and I'm meant to be working, it's nice. It's cool, isn't it? Not for the listener. But for me.
But the problem is, the only way we can improve this show, Karl, to be honest, the only way we can make this good is if the 3 of us resign. Yeah. And they replace it with someone else.
Yeah, but Karl, you're getting flustered and you're getting stressed because you're, I don't know what I was saying. Answer the phones, you were letting them ring, you're still letting it ring. You're still letting people phone. You go, oh look, leave that. And people have phoned in, good enough to phone in, to ask for something for free. I think you should at least answer the phone and say, it's not worth it, the prices are rubbish.
Well, whilst I'm doing all the other stuff, maybe you can do that.
No way.
Right then.
But to be fair, Rick, I'm not accusing you of being lazy. No. But you're sat on a chair and yet you're almost vertical. I don't know how you've done it. It's like you're almost asleep, but you're sat on an upright chair. I don't know how you've actually angled yourself.
I'm going to have a bad back when in old age. I'm just going to be bent double.
Right, so come on now. Pretend we're starting now.
Okay.
We've just started the show.
Yeah,
now.
It's 2 o'clock. It's XFM. It's the Ricky Gervais show with Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington, or our show. It's our show. From now on, I'm at least cutting up the blame as well. XFM 104.9. What do you want to know? Funny thing happened to me on the way in.
Okay.
Actually, it was like Wednesday or Thursday. I was walking on Channel Cross Road. I was on my way here actually to meet Karl for a drink, and this little fella came up to me. I think it was an overseas student. He's sort of like student type, but he had an accent. And he came up to me and went, "Excuse me, are you one from the office?" And I went, yeah. He went, would you sign the script book of the office for me? I went, yeah, by all means, yeah. He went, can you come to the bookshop? And I went, what, you haven't got it on you? He went, no, but if you come, I will buy one for you to sign. And I went, I can't really. He went, well, you're going to pass one. I went, I'm not, no, I can't. He went, and he went, I was just in Waterstones earlier. I didn't buy. I went, oh, sorry. He went, you could just. I went, I can't. He went, okay. I went, I'll sign something else. Have you got something else I can sign? He went, of course. And I signed a pamphlet or a brochure or something for him. But I love the idea. Imagine me going with him. I'm queuing up, and I'm in the queue. He's going, you're coming? Yeah, fine. Can you just hurry up? And And he gets there and his switch doesn't work and he goes, can you lend me £10? I mean, imagine that.
I'm a little bit annoyed you didn't go with him, frankly, because that would have been a sale of our book, and I get a little cut from that.
Walked behind him was Salman Rushdie, going, can we hurry up? 'Cause I shouldn't be out. I'm getting a lot of funny looks. And I really, I don't feel comfortable.
But I thought it was very odd the other day, was we were walking along, and Ricky often gets bothered for an autograph, and some Japanese people who I think were tourists, they appeared from behind the corner, and I thought, this is odd, that, they seemed like tourists, but they're obviously going to ask for an autograph. And they just handed him a camera and said, excuse me, would you take a photo of us? And they didn't recognise him. They didn't recognise him.
I was laughing, I was thinking, right.
So now Ricky stood in the street, people are recognising him as he's taking a photo of 3 complete Japanese strangers. And I imagine them getting home and so saying, and here's the one we had taken by Ricky Gervais. Taken with Ricky Gervais? No, taken by Ricky Gervais.
From the office. Isn't that brilliant? Would you come to the bookshop with me?
The life of a minor celebrity.
Not really.
Times like these, Foo Fighters, Next FM, 104.9. Calm. Let's build up to monkey news. Do you want to give the competition answer and winner?
Yeah, we did the bit on The Shining, me acting out in that.
Yeah.
And the question was, the kid in the film The Shining, he, after the devil had got in him and that.
This isn't written out, is it? You're just winging this, aren't you?
No, but I remember it.
Well, you haven't seen the film, though?
No, but when I was whizzing through to get the clips to make that thing,
right,
I saw it and thought, hang on a minute, I'll watch this bit. And that's why I want to take it home tonight and watch it.
I meant more how you're presenting the competition. It's just like Jonathan Ross on film 2003.
Well, I'm just saying, right, so the kid's there in the bedroom and he's got his mum's lipstick.
Yeah.
And he's saying...
He doesn't run a mobile DJ.
No. And he said he wrote down red rum on the back of the door. And his mum wakes up and thinks, what's he doing? She looks at him and she goes, oh. And then she looks in the mirror and sees red rum in the mirror.
Right.
Which
he thinks he's offering racing tips.
It says murder in the mirror.
Clever.
So Kelly in Hounslow got that right. So
excellent.
After I've watched the film, I'll be whizzing that over to Hounslow.
Brilliant. I mean, the one thing I do like about this show, for all its faults, is the
honesty.
Yeah. I mean, that can be good and bad. I mean, some people think it's sloppy, arrogance, laziness.
They'd be right.
Yeah. But I like to think it's honesty. It's like a peek into the mind and workings of Karl Pilkington. He just said to me, because he was shaking, because he said to me, and I quote, he said, he's just whittering to himself, I must remember to eat next time Suzanne's away.
I know.
I must remember to eat next time Suzanne's away.
No, but you did. I mean, I wonder if I lived on my own if I'd still be about. Because I just neglect myself.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for all I've eaten...
A lot of self-abuse. Is that what you're saying?
I had lasagna last night that I messed up, right?
Why did you mess it up?
Cooked it for too long. It was like a brick. Right? And she called up and said, have you eaten? And I went, yeah. She went, was it nice? What do you have? I said, lasagna. Was it nice? I thought, I don't want her to worry, because she's probably been out and had a good meal with all the work people.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say, well...
And she went, okay, fine. I go, that can't go, yeah, I bet he cooked it like a brick. Yeah. I bet he threw it away. Anyway, gin and tonic.
And I had Scotch pancakes for breakfast. That is all I've had. So I'm starving, I'm shaky. Plus I've got that restless leg syndrome still going on, which I can't get rid of.
What's restless leg syndrome?
I find if I go to bed, right, my body's tired but my legs aren't.
Are you like Michael Flatley?
You have to get up and do a bit of tap dancing.
Do they just keep going even when you're asleep?
Keep moving about, so I have to get up and stretching or something. Or I've worked out that if I put a pillar on the bedpost down at the other end, if I have my legs higher than my heart, it calms it down a bit.
Is this why Suzanne works away so often?
I don't know, it's weird.
To get a decent night's sleep.
I put it down to Smarties and that. It's like a sugar thing. But
stop eating them.
Apparently Bob Morton has got it as well.
No, he's got arthritis.
Was he?
You told me the week that you'd mastered moonwalking.
Yeah, I can do that.
Is that one of the things you did, in the middle of the night?
It's moon sleepwalking.
Yeah.
He just gets out, he finds himself walking backwards and wakes up and goes, oh God, I'm brilliant at this.
Right, so listen, what we're doing now, we're getting a debate going about... Actually, right?
Go on. We're struggling, go on.
No.
You can help me out here, Carl. You've got an idea. I can see it in your eyes. He's got a brilliant idea. Wait for it, go on.
No. It's something, when I was looking on the web, found something out.
Go on.
It's a story about a woman who had a baby.
What are you talking about?
What?
A woman who had a baby who was having a baby.
It was no clearer when you repeated it.
No, Carl, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do for the common good, right? Pursue this line of inquiry, right? Because I don't know where it's going, or play a record. I'm actually torn. I don't know what to do.
No, I remember seeing it and thinking, I've got to tell Ricky about that. It's brilliant.
What should we do? Should we go with it? It's entering into the abyss. It's opening Pandora's box. It's peeking. It's going down to the cellar.
I've got a couple of questions though.
Go on then.
Well, come down there with me.
Okay,
come down to the cellar with me.
Okay, right, Carl. What? First of all, it was on the web. What do you mean? The baby was what? Had another? Was it? She didn't give birth. The doctor didn't find one of those set of Chinese dolls up her. Russian dolls, whatever they're called.
That's what I pictured it like. Those dolls where you take the head off and there's another one in there that all look the same. But no, the story was there's a woman who's...
No, don't just say it again. That's a headline. That's not a story. There was a woman who had a baby. That's not a story. Imagine handing that in as a thesis to loads of the BMA. There you go. Read that.
That's a children's rhyme.
Yeah. There was a woman who had a baby. What do you mean? So she had a baby, right? Yeah.
And,
that bit's fine. We're okay with that.
That's normal.
A woman had a child.
Yeah, totally normal.
She gave birth. Fine.
Yeah.
Next.
Well, I don't know that much more, apart from the fact that the baby's like roaming about, and then 12 months later, she's like, oh.
Interesting. So the gestation period of that baby was actually 3 months more than an adult.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Weird though, isn't it?
So was the headline "My baby's 12 months pregnant"? What are you talking about? 12 months later, it had a... What are you talking about?
Forget it.
No, you haven't even finished the story. That's what you said. And 12 months later, you didn't even finish the sentence. So what do you mean?
No, I didn't read any more into it because I just saw that and I thought,
read it? What?
That's weird. And then I just was thinking, oh, like imagine the kid at school at parents' evening.
Go on.
And it's like, well, your kid's pretty good. Now let's have a look at your work, sort of thing. Don't you think that'd be weird?
But what? Did the child have a baby?
Yeah.
Of course it didn't. Play record.
We shouldn't have got down in the cellar. We should have just left the cellar door closed. I never learned. That's the Zombies and a song called Time of the Season. I've enjoyed that.
What do you think of Zombies, Carl?
It's alright, yeah.
No, not the group, but the Living Dead.
Worry about them.
No? Why?
Not about, are they? Couldn't happen.
You don't believe in that?
Listen, right?
You don't believe in zombies?
So,
But you do believe a baby had a baby?
Yeah.
On you go.
Are you still saying that didn't happen?
Yes.
Right, well, I'll find the thing again, I'll print it off.
Well, all I'm saying is there's more information that we need.
Yeah.
But it always annoys me that when I do get the information, you'll go, yeah, but its name's Sally, you didn't say that, and make out...
No.
As if
No. Don't make it look like we're over-inquisitive or over-cynical. You come out with the most abominable things man has ever uttered, and you expect us to accept them. Usually headlines, usually illogical, not just probably wrong. So, fleas are born pregnant.
Are they?
Yeah.
Right.
See?
On we go.
So,
See, that's true, and you're not impressed, because it doesn't involve a little werewolf child. Or half man, half shark. You're just not, it's not good enough for you.
No, but if I read the first line of something, and it's not that interesting, I go next, right, and I move on. Now, when I saw a woman had a baby, and it had a baby...
But you still didn't read on.
No, but, alright, I didn't read on, but it got me thinking. Like I said, you wonder about the parents' evening. I was thinking about, is it a good thing? Because you're going to spend more time with the kid. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of mums who have to go to work and that. She's going to be a great man. Grew up with her, literally.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
She's going to be a great mum.
I just wonder if, I know it sounds weird, but if
was it the baby that woman had, was that a girl or a boy?
Like, it would have been a girl, wouldn't it?
Of course it would. It'd be mental, wouldn't it, if it wasn't?
Right.
It would have been a weird story, wouldn't it?
So anyway, that reminded me, because we were talking about other amazing stuff that Ricky told me to find out about. Steve, are you aware of bonobos?
We mentioned them earlier. I'm not particularly familiar with bonobos.
Right.
It sounds like a cream cake.
No, they're a sort of a chimpanzee, but more advanced than the traditional chimpanzee. They live in one sort of particular area, and you know, it's the sort of closest animal to the missing link. They're very intelligent. They take on a lot of social aspects of human. They have sex for pleasure and no other.
Steve's looking annoyed.
He's done, yeah. Yeah, what did you find out about
Apparently, I found out it's 98% not human, this kind of thing. It's nearly human, but it's not.
We share 98% of DNA with it.
Yeah, 98%.
It's a higher percentage than you.
They have sex for pleasure.
They do look a bit like him, though. They've got a little round head, haven't they?
But,
and they're much more upright than they've got a more flexible.
I sort of get bored with animals that are like classed as being intelligent, right? So when you told me...
Because they're not doing enough, they're not playing Nintendo.
Do you know like that people always rave on about dolphins, saying,
Yeah.
oh, they're really bright and that?
Yeah.
You know, I was having an argument with Suzanne about it, and she goes, oh yeah, dolphins are really intelligent. And I said, what have they done? So she said, well, they use them in wars, they strap bombs to the back to go out to boats, to then blow up the boats.
Yeah, they've trained,
Well, that isn't that bright. If it was really bright, you'd go, I'm not doing that.
Well, no, they leave them. They don't blow themselves up. Anyway, but...
Right, so bonobos, really bright and that. Now, I was looking at them, and they are, you know, they're saying, they're just like humans, basically, right? But what I was thinking is, I didn't have a chance to ask you, if you got a mentalist...
Right.
And put the bonobo in an exam...
Okay. What do you mean a mentalist? What do you mean?
Well, you know, someone who's, you know, just a little bit slower than me, and put them in an exam, what would happen?
Right, okay, you've got to be clearer here, Carl. What are you saying? Are you saying pit the wits of a bonobo against...
Someone who's educationally subnormal?
Yeah. What do you reckon?
I don't know where to start.
No, but if they're that good, why aren't they being used in labour and stuff? Do you know what I mean?
What in the late? What do you mean in the government?
Like, you know, like some jobs that they could do. Why hasn't someone caught onto it and thought, well, hang on a minute?
Sorry, I'm not familiar with the bonobo. Seriously, could it do a job of work? How advanced are these creatures?
Lots of animals do job of work. I think Carl wants this bonobo to start going to work with an umbrella and a bowler hat and have sort of like rudimentary language skills like morning.
So I couldn't employ the bonobo to be my PA. It's not. I mean, how advanced are they? Could I teach you to go in the shops and collect something? And bring it home?
But you can teach a dog to do that.
Yeah.
It depends what you mean by intelligence, social interaction, also dexterity capability. You know.
Could it produce this show?
Yes, I'd have thought it could randomly.
Yeah. Just by pressing the buttons, it could do a better job.
It depends what you're asking, Carl. What you mean is, could a chimp be a thick human at an intelligence test?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But it depends on what the problem with the human is, doesn't it? Right. First of all, mental illness has nothing to do with intelligence. Let's get that straight. That's one thing. Mental people aren't necessarily less or intelligent than people.
Now, is that the clinical term?
Well, exactly.
A mentalist.
Mentalist. Sometimes I don't know what to do. I don't know whether to start with where he's going wrong with the question, to answer it, to find out what he really means. Because
it's just that if that did happen, right?
So what could happen? You want to play the apes, don't you?
Here we go.
Go on.
Right? I go to school. I go to a new school.
Yeah.
I go in the class. There's 3 bonobos sat on the back row.
Yeah.
Right? I think it would make
They're
everybody...
bad kids, are they?
Everybody would work harder if you go, well, I don't want a monkey beating me. Whereas when I went to school...
So you think they'd be an incentive?
Yeah.
Well, I think...
They go, go on, what do you mean?
No, I would have loved it. Because, I mean, one of the reasons I didn't like school is it's like, oh, I'm not bothered. You know, I'm not bothering going in today. I'd love it if I went in and someone said, right, you're going to start coming again. Why is that? You've got 3 bonobos in your class.
What if they didn't hang out together, like the 2 little kids with the webbed hands and the big heads?
What if they started bullying you? Stealing your pocket money?
Well,
maybe
go in,
maybe copying you, maybe making you do their homework.
They did find out.
To be honest, it would probably be the other way round. And he'd score better.
God, have you been copying?
Have you been copying the bonobos
Have
again?
you been copying Boo again?
It'd be good though, wouldn't it?
Well, it'd be great. I wish I could live in your mind for just a day. So it must be great when you walk around and see things.
We were talking before, right, about at school for some. I can't remember why it came up, the frog thing. But they did a. Oh, I'll tell you what it was. It's the march that's on today, right? And if people want to do that, it's fair enough. But I don't like going out in big crowds and what have you.
Sure.
He said there's too many people to get anything done. Right? He said I wouldn't do anything with more than 5 people.
Do you know what I mean, Steve? If you have a night out, if there's more than 5 of you, you can't talk to everyone. Who's in charge of the night? It makes it hard work if you want to nip into a restaurant because you've got to get like a table for 6.
Yeah.
So if you're on that march today and you want a coffee,
You've got to get a table for
Chances
20,000.
7 for 1 million protesters.
no, but do you know what I mean? If they're
Trying to
walking
work
down
out the
street-
bill afterwards.
Yeah.
Who will have a dessert.
If they're
Let's just split it a million ways.
Yeah.
Should we just split it a million ways? Well, I didn't have a starter.
I need to pay with Switch.
I didn't have a starter.
Can I pay on Switch?
Before you know, war breaks out.
Forget it.
They're fighting amongst themselves. Dubs, there goes the fear. We've got to crack on here. XFM 104.9. We've got to get in Rockbusters and a couple more tracks. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington. Karl, go for it. This is Rockbusters, the last ever Rockbusters.
Right, yeah, it's a accents special one today. I've done it before in the past using accents, so
Yeah.
3 cryptic clues, initials, email in, you can win.
Do the email address now so they can take it down and start going.
Right, ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk, right?
Yeah.
Right, first one. The northern lad remembers he had to tell his mum's daughter something.
Oh, dearie me.
The northern lad remembers he had to tell his mum's daughter something. That's O, the initial O there. Think of a band.
Yeah, I've got it
the
away.
initial,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, okay, that's easy. Go on next.
Second one, the person from Birmingham got a C in their degree. Right? The person from Birmingham got a C in their degree. The initial there is T.
You don't get A, B or C with your degree.
Well, and the final one, the Cockney fella isn't happy. Everything's going wrong. That's DH. The initials there, DH. So very quickly, the northern lad remembers he had to tell his mum's daughter something.
Oh, they're not going to get the second one.
O. Second one, the person from Birmingham got a C in their degree. Initial T. And the last one, the Cockney fella isn't happy. Everything's going wrong. DH. Email in, ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk and win some stuff.
Is it important that they bear in mind the accents? Will the accent help them?
Of course it will, yeah.
Well, of course it will. Not necessarily, of course.
Yeah. So,
Right,
do that.
Right,
You can-
Valentine's special, Letter to Hermione, one of the greatest love songs ever, and you've got a couple of minutes. Please
Do you know the
email
funny
in.
thing is, we haven't even done monkey news,
Oh,
right? There's nudists going about, playing bowls, which we didn't get round to.
are there?
Yeah.
God. Why are they doing that? They got fed up with volleyball.
I don't know, it annoyed me when I read it. But we'll leave that, maybe we can come back to
What are
that.
they up to?
Some
They've got to be
nudists.
careful when they're smoking a pipe and bowling if they're nude.
Do you know how, like, nudists annoy me? I saw it in the week that,
Sorry, what was the monkey news? Quickly.
No, we've got to save monkey news. We'll have to do that when we
Is it
next
quick? Is it quick? Going into the record.
well, the monkey news, is it quick?
Yeah.
I can tell it to you quick.
Quick then.
Right,
Jingle.
Oh, chimpanzee that. Go.
shambles.
Hurry up!
There's a monkey in India, right, on a railway station, waiting for the train. Well, don't mess about because I've got to get through it quick. There's monkeys sat there, and this robber nicks somebody's handbag or something, goes running off down the platform, the police are chasing him, monkey steps in, trips the fella up, pins him down, police come and arrest the fella.
He tripped over the monkey. Okay, play record.
He didn't.
He tripped over the monkey.
The monkey was waiting for a train.
He tripped over the monkey.
The monkey was waiting for a train.
He tripped over the monkey.
Did you check the timetable?
Okay, leave it. Letter to Hermione by David Bowie. Well, we're all getting stressed here. We're going to run out of time again. We haven't had enough answers. We left the front garden, do you know what I mean? Just loads of people just walking
There was never any
around.
problems. I was sort of taken away by some fella.
What?
No, I was playing about in the garden.
Yeah.
But my dad's mate Tony,
Yeah.
he did tiling with him. He drove past, and he saw me looking a bit fed up, so he just leant over, picked me up, took me to the pub. Now the thing is, there wasn't panic. People weren't going, "Oh God, where's Karl gone?"
He's out.
Just.
How old were you?
He's staying in the pub. He's 4 years old, yeah. Well, he's only having a...
He's down the pub with Tony, probably playing darts.
Yeah, I was about 3 or 4.
Sorry, so some bloke drives by who happens to be a friend of your dad's, thinks that baby looks grumpy.
Yeah.
I'm taking him down to
But
the pub.
that's what it was
Tony,
like.
you bringing a baby to the pub? Yeah, I might do. Yeah, we're bringing ours. All right, see you later, mate.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Whereas now they go, the baby's gone. There's a big full-on panic going
Yeah, but
on.
I think it says more about your parents that they didn't do that. They looked over the back car and you were gone. Some bloke's driving off in a van. And then they just go, oh, well, done Princess Diana look lovely. This is absurd. So what happened when you got out of the pub?
I just was there for a bit, and then
For a bit, just had a game of pool.
then my dad came in. It was like, oh, there you are.
Oh, there you are! I love that! Where's my baby? Go in the truck, just gonna have a quick pint. Oh, there you are. All right, mate.
So, yeah, I think things were better back then.
Rick, as you hinted at in your introduction, the idea of Englishness and England is quite a vague term, isn't it? You can play loose and fast with it. I mean, for instance, I was looking at some quotes about England, and John Major, former Prime Minister, he typified England as being a place of long shadows on county cricket grounds, warm beer, invincible green suburbs, dog lovers, and old maids bicycling through the morning mist. Very specific vision of England.
But he never came to the estate that I was born on,
Sure.
or Karl was, you know what I mean? I think, I know of that. If we go for a walk around Richmond, we see people playing cricket on the village green, and it's lovely, but I don't know if it's typical. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know where most people live.
But in a
it's
way,
probably
that's
50-50, isn't it, in cities and in the country, but that's wealthy country.
But that's, interestingly, that's the vision of England that people like to subscribe to. When you buy your nan a box of biscuits for Christmas from Harrods, that's the image of England that's on the front.
Why am I spending money at Harrods on the nan? Why can't I just, she's happy with sort of like broken custard creams.
You've earned a bit of money now.
Well,
what's
I know,
wrong
but
with
they don't need to know that. I mean, also, both my grandmothers are dead, so it'd be.
Sorry to put that up.
Well, no, but I mean, who buys who spends good money at Harrods on biscuits where she just suck them and eat the Garibaldis and leave? I mean, I don't know why I'm wasting money on the elderly.
I worry that you've taken that too literally. I was trying to get to making more of a point, like an analogy, but well, I don't shop at Harrods.
Right.
I mean, I might, get some Easter eggs 2 days after Easter.
Well, what do you think of this then? We were in Fortnum and Mason's after Christmas, and all the crackers were half price.
Good idea.
And there was a box of crackers for 500 quid, down to 250 quid. And I thought, right, that's got to be the best prizes anyone's ever seen. I'm going to get Cartier watches in these things. So we bought 250 quid. I thought, oh, it's a bargain, it's half price. Got them home, pulled a couple, and there was a little notebook, right, that said wine notes. That's one. What? Wine notes. So you drink a bottle of wine and
you make a note.
Make a note of it, right? There was another one that had something that it was like opera notes or something. And then there was one for travel notes, like what countries you go. I'm thinking, what world are these crackers for? Who's putting a cracker and going, I needed it. I filled up my wine notebook. It's like
500 quid?
yeah. I mean,
For some little notebooks?
yeah, I mean, if you'd have paid 500 quid, I mean, I don't know who buys those. I assume they're for presents.
And
But I
it's
mean-
probably the absurd, cliched, Toffington Englishman
Yeah.
who has no sense anymore of any sense of worth of anything, and it's just a crazy, snotty-nosed inbreeding.
There was a silver-plated like mussel, like the clam, the mussel, right? You know when you eat mussels, you scoop them out with an open mussel.
Sure.
There's a silver-plated one.
Who carries that with them?
You get that out. We go, all mussels. Good. I brought it with me. My silver-plated mussel to eat mussels.
I'm like, this wine's delicious. Let me make a note.
That's absurd. Again, it's interesting you say that because those are little images of what we would like England to be, aren't they? They're pandering to that image of what we'd all like to be, that sort of upper-class English person who's worried about fine wine and good food. And again, I mean, does this England still exist? I'm presuming there's a small minority that does.
Well, there are some people that are in that world that are posher than the royal family.
Yeah.
You know, I can understand what the Queen and Prince Charles are saying, but there are some people... What? And I don't know what they're talking about either.
Well, I was never really aware of class and the English class system until I went to university.
Absolutely.
I became aware of it then.
Absolutely right. When I got to university and everyone sort of spoke like royalty, and that's when I discovered I was probably working class.
But when I hear those people who do actually speak in that kind of, oh, Jeff, you know, that sort of absurd, oh, rugger, oh, you absolute bloody bastard.
You know what, though? I don't mind the mega posh people. I don't mind that. Ah, bloody hell, yeah, of course, take one. You know, I don't mind one of those. What I don't like is the ones that stand around in all bar one with a rugby shirt with a collar up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those sort of, who are going to work in the city, and they're loud and think they're gentry, but they're not. It's that middle bit that annoys me more. They've got that confidence, but without any of the charm.
But that's the England that I think people think of when they think of it. It's the 4 weddings and a funeral England, and yet it's not the England I experienced and grew up in. So, what is your typical image of an Englishman?
If I had to draw it for an alien, he'd be quite squat, quite sturdy, sort of no neck. Hairy.
Are you just thinking of yourself?
Do you know what? It would be my build with Carl's head.
Really?
And no neck, yeah. I think he's sort of balding and unshaven, and he's like a shaved caveman. I think he's tough. He'd have tats. He'd eat like a dog.
A Ray Winston type.
A sort of, yeah, that sort of, Bob Hoskins, just squat, strong, tough, doesn't take any messing, built like a giant wombat.
It's the bulldog breed.
It is the bulldog breed. I am thinking of the bulldog breed, yeah.
See, now my image of an Englishman is essentially that cliched one. It is, I think, Hugh Grant.
So you're modern, you're straight away modern now.
I would say it's either mixed between Hugh Grant and Roger Moore when he was James Bond.
You see, that's another small percentage of Englishness that sort of annoys me. Those people that think they're James Bond. They think they can buy a suit and read GQ, and they're suave and sophisticated, and they get cars they can't afford. Or what they basically do, the people who think they're James Bond, all they do is work in a bank, come home, and flick through GQ at the adverts, looking at people with wearing watches and aftershave. Who wears aftershave?
Do you wear aftershave, Carl?
Normally, aftershave is the sort of thing I let other people buy me. It's like underpants, tea towels, and sort of aftershave and that. Other people buying me.
Who's buying you tea towels?
My mum.
Right, okay.
Every time she turns up, she's got Brilla pads and stuff. I've got loads of them. I keep saying to her, I don't need any of this, but she always brings a box full of stuff. Brilla pads, tea towels, underpants. The underpants size hasn't gone up since I was 14. But I can rely on her for that.
So do you not have anything in your life which you would think of as being gentlemanly? Do you ever dress smartly? What about suits?
I bought one suit that time when you invited me to the BAFTAs. That's the only suit. I wore it for the BAFTAs. I think I wore it for one other thing. I haven't worn it since. I don't feel comfortable. It's not me.
But don't you go to
That'd be a lovely advert, wouldn't it? Him with a suit on going, I haven't wore it since. Karl Pilkington hasn't wore it since.
I don't go to weddings. No, I don't like going to them.
I agree.
I mean, even though you know them, they don't give you any time when you're there, do they? It's just sort of, they don't know whether you're there or not. They're on cloud 9. They don't know who's around.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You don't need to be there.
With them, when wedding day, it's all me, isn't it?
Oh, what are they like?
I know, unbelievable.
You don't even get to make a speech, do you?
Although I know you were annoyed, Steve. Steve doesn't like to part with money. I don't know what the political correct term is. Stingy cunt, isn't he? It's fucking mean, right? And if he ever has to spend out on like a wedding gift to someone he's known, all his life, he'll look down the list and he'll find things under £25. Then if he bothers spending that much, he's furious when an usher goes, just stick it there.
Oh, it drives me insane. Firstly, I'm annoyed about the wedding list. I don't know when that's come along because I don't know why I can't just bring maybe something I've made at home. Why has there got to be a list of stuff?
What newly married bride doesn't want a pair of homemade clogs?
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
And then you arrive there and it's just, oh, thanks very much, stick it on the table. But they're saying that, I think people very much appreciate you being at their wedding.
No,
They do, they remember if you were there.
No, they don't.
They do.
Yeah.
You don't get invited to weddings because you ain't got any mates.
No, I haven't got, I know enough people, everyone's getting married. But they're always in the middle of nowhere.
That annoys me when people say, come to our wedding. Yeah, fine, where I'm in Greece.
Yeah.
Well, no, down the road, I might make it down the road for the reception.
Yeah.
Go to what? You want me to book a holiday and come to your wedding?
Well, the thing that drives me insane when you do go is when they put you on a table with people you don't know.
Well,
I've got all my mates there, and they put, what, because I've got to mingle with some people? I don't care, I need these.
But that's what I'm not good at, talking to people once. Talking to people who you don't know.
No. What sort of stuff would you make conversation about at a wedding?
I'd probably say, first of all, how do you know them? How do you know the people getting married? And then, do you think it'll last?
Imagine inviting Karl Pilkington to it and going, where should we put him? Oh, I don't know. Is there a table for one? Oh, just
You go on the table with the kids.
imagine being stuck with Karl Pilkington at a wedding. Yeah, what else? So you've asked them to think it'll last. They've gone, I'm sorry? Who are you? Karl Pilkington from Manchester. Right. Yes, we think it'll last. What else would you ask? So what's your next? You know it's going badly. They're sort of like looking down their nose at you. They're thinking, why did they invite this bald-headed scum?
It's just the last wedding I went to, it's going back a couple of years, but everyone seems a bit snidey. Do you know what I mean? Because you've got a mixture of families there, haven't you?
Yeah.
And none of them really like each other.
No.
And I got stuck with an old fella who had a flatulence problem.
It's fun.
And then he went on to say it doesn't matter, the suit's hired. And it's just kind of...
I'm gonna die! I love that he's basically saying at a wedding, it doesn't matter if I shit myself. To be born English is to win first prize in the lottery of life. So what do you think of that, Karl?
Maybe it's that thing that I don't appreciate what I've got. But to me, being English isn't anything that great.
Really?
Why not?
Because it's just what I've been dealt with.
But what would you, I know you know nothing about the world.
You travelled nowhere.
No. Yeah. But if you could be any nationality, what would you be and why?
Probably be Italian.
Okay. Why?
Well, just I like the idea of it. I like Italians are alright.
Where would you live? Rome?
I probably wouldn't want to be in the middle of Rome. It's too much hassle.
Have you been to Rome?
Yeah, it's nice to visit and stuff, but it's just I wouldn't want to live there. You've got to get paperwork done and that. You just want to put a picture up because everything's old, everything's listed.
He's only been Italian about 3 minutes and he's already slapping it off.
He's already
No,
whinging.
but I like Rome.
Yeah.
It's good. A lot of old stuff.
Why have you chosen Italy? I'm interested to know why of all the countries you've chosen Italy.
I was a late comer to pasta.
But it's one you round.
I like it now. It's like one of my favourite things I have. Which there isn't really anything like that in England. That even though it's...
Well, except pasta.
Pasta's
No, but it's-
exactly like it.
Yeah,
No, it's not.
we've got pasta.
It's
haven't we?
not ours though, is it? And we don't know how to eat it.
What do you mean we don't know how to eat it?
We do it all wrong.
You stick it up your arse again.
Look at me. I know how to fucking eat it.
No, but what I mean is, if you saw a proper Italian and they saw what we did to pasta, they would not be happy.
What are we doing wrong? Tell me what we're doing wrong.
Well, I don't
with
know
pasta.
that, otherwise we wouldn't be doing it
Well,
wrong.
How do you know we're doing it wrong?
I've just heard we do it wrong. It's like how we have the coffee at all the wrong times. I ordered a cappuccino somewhere and the Italian fella said, you shouldn't be having that now, it's a breakfast coffee.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Before 12 o'clock,
Yeah, but I was having it like 11:15 at night.
Oh,
It looks
wow.
like
Well, that's
mental.
absurd. How can you get to sleep with a lovely cup of coffee?
Yeah, that's
Well, I
a bit
don't sleep anyway,
You
do
shouldn't drink coffee anyway at night. There was cappuccino
No
or
one
frappuccino or mocha. Doesn't matter. Don't drink coffee after about 4 in the afternoon anyway. Full stop.
So hang on, so you love pasta, but you're not eating it right, so you'd like to be Italian in order to be able to eat pasta correctly, even though you enjoy the pasta you
What
eat.
do you feel being Italian is, and what's
It's just
attractive to being...
very sort of it's a relaxed lifestyle. Whenever you go to Italy, everyone's sat outside a cafe. It doesn't matter what sort of person you
Carl,
are.
that's all you do now with your spare time is sit
Yes.
outside a
But
cafe.
they get more respect over there.
Why?
it's like it's okay to do that. There's older people sat outside cafes who do nothing.
I
and it's
love
just
the fact that he wants to be
retired.
Italian so he can sit outside a cafe and get more respect than he does now sitting outside a cafe.
No, but everyone's rushing about here. People have like colder coffee. They have frappuccinos here because they haven't got time to have a hot coffee. It's like they've got a coffee with ice and so I can neck it. Get down my neck and get on with my day. Relax, enjoy your coffee. I don't understand the rush.
You never enjoy anything. You said that you don't enjoy anything. You don't enjoy a coffee. When you're having a coffee, you're probably going, I don't know if I can enjoy it yet, in retrospect. And tomorrow I'll go, I like that coffee yesterday.
But the reason you enjoy Italy is because when you were there, you're on holiday. That's why you're able to chill out and relax.
No.
When you say it's old people sat in some little Sicilian village, of course they got no money.
Here, I went to the Salvation Army, right?
Why?
Because it's nice.
What do you mean?
You can get toast and a cup of tea for £1.
Go, you little skinflint.
Right.
You little roundy
There's
head
nothing
Scrooge.
skinflinty about that. That's just that should be the going rate, Steve. I'm surprised I haven't seen you in there, to be honest. But the thing is,
Where is it?
now, just near Camden.
What is it? Is it like the old people?
A lot of old people, mainly old people. And this is what I'm saying. These are people who are old and they sat in a cafe. But they don't get any respect. People walking past and they don't want to go in. The way you reacted when I said I was in the Salvation Army, that's the reaction they get. Yet an old Italian person, they looked after better.
Well, it's certainly true they look after their older families, don't
Right,
they? They do
and that's
respect
what I'm saying. Whereas, I mean, it's a lovely place, Salvation Army. Every old fella in there's got a tie on.
Yeah.
They make an effort.
And that chokes me when I see an old boy still put a shirt and tie on. He's 90. He's like been through the hardship, and yet on a Sunday they're still shining their shoes. And you know what I mean?
When you sometimes can't even bother to put your trousers on.
No. Mine got an elasticated waistband, and they're still fiddling with braces and buttons.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, that's what I like about Italians and that. There's a lot of.
So you want to be Italian because when you're old, you can sit outside a cafe and get more respect than you do here.
Yeah, look at the old people in this country. They never look happy, do they? Really. Most of the time, when you see them walking around, they go to pot. No one's keeping an eye on them.
Well, it's an important thing, isn't it? That my mum, this is when she was about 60, 65. There was a neighbour who was 85, 90, and again completely alone. And my mum used to go around there every day. Do you want any shopping? Do it, right? She was good for her. She was like her witness in the world, to her existence. But I remember calling her once, and she'd come back. I said, "What are you doing?" She went, "Oh, I've been around so and so." So I went, "All right." She went, "Oh, she won't die, Rick." Like she's out for you, but she's thinking this is getting silly now. You were meant to go years ago here. And I was like,
Well, that's the problem, If you get pally with an old person, and you could be stuck with them for years.
and having to do stuff, that's what you don't want to do, is it? You meet an old, an old fella, and then you've got to start popping in his sort of piles or whatever when he can't do them himself. What do you do if you're?
It depends how friendly you are, though. I mean, I'm just talking about someone you meet at the bus stop, as opposed to popping the piles back in. How does that happen? Jesus. Just the ones on the estate I grew up on. As soon as he got to a certain age, there was Mrs. Knowles who went mental. One day she seemed fine, next day she was chucking cans in everyone's garden. You could just hear her coming. Which was weird. Aren't you? Now you brought up weird people. There was a fellow called Shorts Man. Right?
It's so pedestrian! I love that!
Shorts man wore some shorts.
Now what I like, yeah, he did, but they were really short. They were that sort where, it's almost pointless having them on.
What do you mean?
They were just, like shorts now for blokes, they go up to your knees, don't they? There's no chance, there's no accident happening there. There's nothing going to pop out.
Yeah.
No.
But Shorts Man, he liked it. He liked the fact that happened. And he used to walk with big strides to sort of help the chance along. So that he knew, with the big strides and the short shorts,
Yeah.
they were going to pop out.
Did you ever see it pop out?
Yeah.
Why
everyone
did
did.
the shorts?
Just because it was like playing Buckaroo. It was like, when are they going to pop out?
But what?
It's just what happened.
So, right, but Shorts man, so he was an exhibitionist. He liked, obviously, what people to see is that.
Yeah. And they were out more than they were in. I mean, they had a tan. Right? Now the thing is, What we like in England, I think we like that. We like local characters.
The eccentric.
Yeah. Eccentrics, that's very British, eccentrics,
I'm glad I grew up down there with all them people, because
So
they're
am I.
interesting.
Well, there is a certain mindset about the great English, certainly the older English people. I mean, my grandparents are, my grandfather died recently, but they're amazing, kind of eccentric, very English, seemingly no friends, from what I can identify. I don't know if this is unique to them or true of a lot of English people, older people, but terrified of what the neighbours might say. Always did that thing of speaking like that in case
Yeah.
Like the neighbours are constantly listening in. They've got glasses against the wall. They're constantly listening into what my gran's got to say. They had about 3 teeth between them. It was extraordinary. My grandfather had a plate of false teeth during the war that had a wooden pallet. A wooden pallet with teeth on it, and those teeth slowly fell off during the course of the years. Never got replaced. So they'd sort of invite you to Sunday roast, and they would wake up at 6 in the morning to put the beef on, and they wouldn't have it till 6 in the evening. They would cook it. The biggest compliment you could have if you made some food for my gran, if it was some beef, would be, "Oh, you're so lovely, this, so tender, you can suck it away." If you could suck your Sunday roast through a straw, she was happy.
Well, yes, you didn't have any teeth.
Right, exactly. Basically, they got to about the age of 60 or something, and it was as though they were just waiting to die. It was strange. They lived for my grandfather lived for at least another 25 years. So you must have been gutted. But when my father needed a winter coat, a big heavy winter coat, and he was thinking of buying one, and my gran said, "Oh, don't worry about that, Ron. You can have your father's winter coat." And he said, "Well, but he's still alive. What are you talking about? He needs it winter coat." She went, "No, he'll be dead soon. Just don't, silly to waste it. Silly to waste it, just wait." My father must have been waiting 10 years for that winter coat.
I love the fact he waited. You can see where Steve got it from.
Of course he
waiting.
did. Stupid, I'm waiting now.
Steve, you must be freezing.
I am cold, but I'll tell you, it's a lovely coat.
In English society, traditionally and now, is manners. I mean, obviously manners change, but what is etiquette? What is good manners? I think that a lot of that has been lost.
Well, I was thinking the other day, have you ever heard of the finishing school?
Yeah, of course.
Do you know that? The idea is that, the sort of gentrified ladies, after they finished their education, they would go to finishing school, where they would literally be taught, how
knives and forks, walking with a book on your head, just things like that, what to say.
I mean,
it's like a year of being Eliza Doolittle, isn't it? Don't put your elbows on the table. You start from outwards, going inwards with cutlery. You eat soup, the spoon goes away. There's things like the fork. You're never meant to face those prongs up. So you either stab your peas, or
There's ways of eating soup. The spoon needs to be moving away from you.
Yeah,
scooping it up and bring it back to your mouth. I mean, it's crazy, but the people that subscribe to that stuff would look at the way you live your life, the way you eat your food, Carl, and would be appalled.
Yeah, but
in the same way we think that's absurd, they would think you're a disgrace.
But as long as you're enjoying it.
No, they would say no.
Well, no, there are certain things that I can't stand. I can't stand eating with the mouth open. I think that's rude. I ban chewing gum on the set of a film because I think it's rude. I think it's rude. Those people who stand there talking to you.
Yeah, but we all know you're a preposterous hypocrite. I mean, the way you eat food, come on.
No, I don't eat with my mouth open. I don't. I do eat with just my right hand, smash it and scoop it in. But I see nothing wrong with that.
I would say it was slightly rude when you're ordering the bill and getting up to leave when I'm still finishing the main course.
Yeah.
I'd say there was a touch of rudeness.
But I go into a restaurant to eat.
Yeah, but you're supposed to wait when you're with the other people and let them finish as well.
This is my ideal restaurant. It is empty. They know what I want and it's waiting for me when I walk in. I leave still chewing and I go put it on the bill. That's the ideal restaurant for me.
Yeah. You're pretty much there.
Yeah, I try and that's what I try and do, yeah. But there are certain things. I am one for manners. I think I hate rudeness, I hate lateness, I hate all those things, but some of them are ridiculous. The elbows on the table is arbitrary. Why? I mean, there's a reason you say please and thank you, because it shows courtesy. Those make sense. There's a reason you don't talk
when you're eating, because it goes over and it's disgusting. There's a reason you don't lick your fingers and then put it back in the chips, because someone else has got to share that. But don't put your elbows on the table or start with that fork. I think it's ludicrous.
You know, there's those rules when you meet a member of the royal family. For instance, if you were at the Royal Variety Performance and you met the Queen, there's various rules they tell you about.
You don't fart or call her love.
Exactly, for one. But also, you don't speak until you're spoken to. You have to do a slight bow.
I was invited to the palace a couple of times. The first time was after the office sort of broke, and I got an invite. With the company of Her Majesty the Queen would like you to come to one of those dinner parties, and I know what you're thinking. Why didn't you get one?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking.
Well, wait. I was a big shot quicker than you because I was in it.